Any color as long as it's black, because we're talking about over trousers in New Zealand. So I'm here to talk about what's important in a pair of over trousers for your next trip, and by extension what might be the most useful type of over trousers that you can buy. So there's lots of different types out there. It can get a bit confusing. I'm lucky enough that because I have a job taking people into the outdoors, it's worth my while having a few different pairs available depending on the type of trip I'm going to do. So I could be doing anything from family-friendly hiking trips on trails, staying in huts, to in my personal time climbing Aoraki or similar peaks. I also do everything in between, like transalpine tramping trips, off-track, easy mountaineering, snow skills instruction, great walks. They generally all need some form of waterproof trousers. So for most of the trips that you do in the New Zealand mountains, you're only going to need one of these pairs, these lightweight ones. These other more durable ones, I'll get on to soon why they might be useful, but 90% of the time, this is all you're going to need. It's going to block the wind, it'll keep you dry in most conditions, and they're really light. So this one here is if the forecast is terrific, I like to take this one, or if you're out on a mountain run and you just need something just in case. These are the best just in case over trousers because they're so light. They're 140 grams. There's probably lots of different brands out there that do a similar style. This one is the Montane Minimus. It only has a short zip, so I can't get it on and off over my boots. It's fine to go on and off over running shoes, but I'm happy to make that sacrifice on trips, even if I'm wearing boots, because I'm not going to be taking them on and off all the time. So great, just in case over trowel. It's only slightly heavier. These ones are 160 grams. This is the Macpac Nozomi, and I think Marmot Precip is a very similar model out there that I used to have. These have a zip that goes a little bit higher, and they're a slightly wider cut, so as a result they can go on and off without you having to take your tramping boots off, which is really handy. They're still very lightweight, not very durable, so if you're sliding down on snow a lot on instruction courses, or if you're walking through bush and scrub, they're not going to last that long. But again, they'll block the wind, and if you're down in the bush or down in the scrub and it's raining, you can probably just take them off because you're not going to be in the wind anymore, and your jacket will still keep you dry and warm. So most of the time, these are all you're going to need. Now often, so I do this, I go out in the hills as a job. I need over trousers to be a little bit more durable because I wear them a lot and I don't want to just wear them out. So my favorite pair is not currently available for sale, and I'm talking to Earth Sea Sky at the moment to see if they can bring this back on board. But this is a moderately, well, actually quite a durable fabric. These have zips that go about 2/3 of the way up, so about halfway up my thigh. So if I'm careful, these can go on and off over crampons if I'm sitting down. It's a tough fabric, so they'll last a long time. They're 375 grams, and because they don't have a full zip, they're not too bulky on the waist. So that means that they're not getting pushed down by my hip belt all the time. They're still nice and low bulk around my waist. So these are overall my favorites, and if the forecast is just a bit average and I know I'm going to need some overtrow at some point, these are just super dependable without being really heavy. So next on the list, again by Earth Sea Sky, these are called their Ventex Extreme. So I think it's the same fabric, if not it's extremely similar, but the main difference is that these have full zips. So if you want to take them on and off over crampons very easily, or your boots are just a pain for whatever reason, these other zips don't work for you, full zips are really handy. If you've got skis on as well, you can get these on and off without having to take your skis off. Not that taking your skis on and off really is much trouble. What I don't like about these is the bulk that the closure at the top of the zip forms on my waist. So I do find my pack just kind of does push them down a little bit, so I often have to hike them back up. But there are situations, as I said, where having a full zip is really handy, and the durability of these is great. So if you're walking in wet bush, or you're going to be scraping against rock or sliding on the snow quite a lot, these are really handy. These are 500 grams. Finally, this is a pair of salopettes, or bibs, some people call them. So they've got straps that go up over your shoulder. I like these in winter when I'm in the snow because that extra height when it comes up here really avoids any exposed patches. Like if I lean over and I haven't got shirts tucked in or anything like that, you can get a cold spot, and this just completely eliminates cold drafts coming up into your other layers. When I'm instructing snow skills and we're sliding on the snow and it kind of gets everywhere, this again stops it really getting in properly. If I'm doing a lot of digging in to make a snow cave or doing avalanche rescue practice, again, these just keep it out. They're also quite a tidy cut, so I can wear them on the outside of my gaiters and they're not flapping around at risk of getting caught by my crampons. I just have one honorary mention, and that's for some soft shell trousers. So in winter, when it's cold and dry, you might not need a waterproof layer if you've got something that's warm and can keep the snow out. So even if there's some precipitation forecast, if it's going to be really cold, it's just going to be dry snow. So you may not actually need a hard shell. A soft shell could be fine, especially if you combine them with some warm leggings underneath. Often in winter, these will be my day-to-day layer, and if the forecast is also a little bit cold and wet and windy, then I'll put some overtrou over the top. So this, for several days in the snow, can be quite versatile as well. Now, for some reason, there's a lot of debate about whether overtrousers should go inside or outside your gaiters. It seems pretty clear to me that if it's raining and you're trying to stop water going into your boot, then having your overtrousers on the outside of your gaiters is going to help a lot with stopping water going into your boot. If you've got trousers also that are not really baggy, even if you're wearing crampons, I don't think there's a high risk of you catching them if you have good crampon technique. If you do want to protect your overtrousers, or they're really baggy and for safety you just need to contain them a little bit, then you do need to put them inside your gaiters. There you go. So having them inside your gaiter can keep it nice and tidy if you're wearing crampons.